No, it's insane cheapskate.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, never mind.
Ray, it'll land on a what?
What's funny about landing on
No, it's just that I say win and you're like win.
Win.
like a color. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oi. I would ask you to say something.
Yeah. Okay. What? CJ, I'll say anyone.
Say,
I
Lols.
finished audit.
Lols.
say the combined word of, your mother and father. What are they to you?
Parents.
Okay.
Rents. The rents.
I was
Parents.
Parents.
Really, you thought I'd say that? Damn, that's bad.
Say,
Although I used to get messed up on this. Okay, no, I won't. Maybe I should force you to say to see what you actually say. So
You can spell out the word. I'll say.
yeah. So how do you say PRODUCT?
Product.
Okay. So yeah. So that's the right way. I used to say product, and then for project, I'd say project.
I mean, it follows the same rules.
Yeah, I don't know. So like these white O's that I used that were in my team were like, okay, no, it was actually just one guy because he was just a knob. He used to like be like, oh no, wait, this is how you say it and stuff. I still don't know whether he's racist or something, but at least he told me how to pronounce things.
But how can you tell someone how to pronounce a word? That's a bit like.
No, yeah, he won't say that to anyone else, but it's just because of my personality that they felt it was like okay to just talk to me anyhow. That's another thing as well. But yeah, see, like if I had been like a girl or even like someone a bit higher up, they wouldn't they change the way they speak to you, and that's what I don't like. I hate it when you meet people and they change how they like interact with you versus someone else. It's weird.
So yeah, for sure. That's not
Yeah. What you said, Judy? Oh yeah, shit.
Here, you check Mr. Doctor.
Hey, doctor. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a different human.
But see, he got the degree, and then it's the main work was the 3 years of like actual graph he had to do. That's where
Community service.
that was too funny. He reckoned the first day he went into hell. You saw that picture? Yeah, but I don't know why he literally like wiped himself off the face of the earth. Like, was he
studying for 6 years?
Was he-
Something like that.
was he just in Eastern Cape the whole time, like
Yeah.
constantly? Oh shit, I've been there. It's not like it's like so tiny and weird.
Really?
We've been up
Yeah.
and down from KZN to Eastern Cape.
So I got into the Mercedes-Benz graduate program, but their plant is there. So
Oh, that
I-
must be in the bush.
no, it was in East London or something. So it was weird because the place was like full of Germans.
560.
Hey,
Full of
I need to
Germans?
invite this. Oh shit, sorry. Lolo.
Yeah. I'm done. I'm joining you now, so.
Oh, Lolo's not here. Okay, sorry. I was I'm walking around and I'm like, hey, where's Lolo?
Oh yeah.
I need a lot.
Lolo what's Lolo's? Oh yeah, Lolo is Lolo.
We'll sort out this weekend.
Also-
fine.
I was about to say, what's
No,
Lolo's
it's fine.
surname?
Send me invites, so.
You need to select your character, Alt. You need to log in with a character. Ray, otherwise how are you?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's
Fine.
too hot.
Yeah, I mean besides the heat, everything else.
Yeah, I'm all
Put my lights up, please.
How's the Bali?
good.
Yeah, take that stuff.
I've only
Go
met
down.
your Bali once in my life, and your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was at the graduation.
Yeah. They look
Yeah.
like
Weird that day.
Okay.
But no, but Lalu was
Yeah.
your parents look like these
Yeah, one more
extremely responsible
Get me a
citizens.
prime from the fridge and then
I
come
don't
to
know
my
why.
house.
I get that vibe. But your brother is like the your brother reminds me of Andrew Tate's brother, Tristan Tate.
Honestly, Andrew Tate, do you respect him?
Yeah.
Wait,
Okay, I don't respect
No.
him.
wait.
How much must fit?
Don't give me your answer to tamper with my answer because I might just be biased. Do I respect him?
Not just okay. So
wait, no, wait. Let's chill.
okay.
Let's chill with the
No,
question.
just,
Do I respect him? That's an interesting one. I'll have to
okay, I got
say
5 minutes.
if I meet him, I'll treat him like any normal person.
Yeah, get the
But
plan from the fridge.
I'll also treat him like
Yes.
I haven't watched his content, because I feel like if I had to actually talk to him in a like person to person, I wouldn't be talking to the persona he shows online. So to me, he's just another stranger at this point. So that's how I feel about it. I don't know if I'll
So
answer
answer
that.
yes or no, cause
I remember always used to do this. We
I
used to ask him,
can't.
"What is
I
the
can't
question?"
I can't just like say it like that, because you see, the problem a lot of people make is like, oh, do you like this person, yes or no, like, do you like Cruel, yes or no, but it's multifaceted. You can't just like judge
Yeah.
someone. It's too complicated.
no,
Like,
I would have these deep conversations with you, but I like on Malaysia, I can't speak like how I normally speak with you. It's weird.
I'll mute myself.
Like I
I'm
Ray,
gonna kick it.
no.
Ray is
I'm joking,
Ray
man.
is
No,
the
but see,
father.
Lalu, if he asks me a question or he asks
Yeah.
him a question,
I can't answer that thing.
Why? Wait, what?
You just give me a thumbs up.
he asked me, like, you know that message that killed him? He just
Yeah.
kept on responding, replying to it, and like, what do you think about this? There's a point you lose your mind.
I have to thumbs up my own messages. Too.
Yo, that's overacting. No, but Ray, you can't ask me a question and not answer it yourself. So now you have to give me your answer.
I mean, yeah, so I wouldn't say he's like a hero or like somebody to look up to, but sometimes he's.
You go to his college.
But
What? He has a college?
yeah,
You know that scam thing they offer. Yeah.
Oh, like the online college. Oh, I know about that. Yeah.
yeah, like
Lalo, you keep denying my request. What the hell, man? I'm inviting you like constantly.
Oh, it's timing out. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Ray.
okay, I'm gonna
No, what the
Yeah.
hell?
have COD.
Oh, okay.
COD-ish, yeah.
He's called stand up.
Okay, I need to change my answer though. I respect the fact that he has a Bugatti. That's the only thing that's like, yeah.
Oh wait, you respect? Wait, give me 1 second before I go.
How? What just happened?
Oh wait.
Did he just
no,
glitch?
because you said Bugatti.
How? What is happening? Did you hear what he said? He just said Bugatti and then he said 1 second.
Wait.
Like he's gonna buy us or something. You're trying to get my respect, Ray. And you book. Okay, now okay. You want us to clap for you now, Ray? You want an award?
How do you not know that song? Mom used to send me this every
Do you
day.
know who Bottom G is? Ray?
No, who is that? I feel like I've
Dude, just go to YouTube and just type Bottom G. It's basically it's like an Andrew Tate lookalike. That guy is my hero. But the point is,
the one that dances.
yes.
Oh, I know him.
Tuna
Yes.
na na vida vida tuna.
You dancing actually.
Yo, I dance with it. Yeah, all the cherries will see on my fat ass.
No, you can't be. You must
Yo,
be like
I look like a gulamba. Ask Lalo saw me.
small now.
He's alright. He's good now. Like
Gulamba la shakama.
changed it. No, I could see him. I could like see his physique, but he is healthy.
Look healthy. That's what Prem says for the fatos.
Okay, maybe I'll be back later.
Okay.
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 No, honestly, so you were looking healthy. Like you weren't looking fat or anything. No, I wouldn't think like, hey, that was fat.
Obese, yeah.
I think that would look strong.
Yeah, you're like, hey, this was balls. That's something.
I'm actually very curious to know how you speech or how strong you really are, because I think you might have frightening strength from what I've heard.
Me, the problem is, if I recommend never ever getting into fights in your life. That's what I recommend.
Oh yeah, in general, of course. But I mean, a fight specifically with you would be hectic.
The shittiest thing is, you see, everyone thinks that they're tough, right? But the problem is, when you actually see that you can bring a human close to death and even potentially kill someone, you get very frightened. Like, I was at the club recently and I almost got into a speech. Like, so I asked this chick for a number. I was with a friend, and then but I asked very politely. I like kind of just tapped her on the shoulder. I just like to get her attention. And then I said, hi, are you taken? And then at that point she looked at me and then she's like, I have a boyfriend. And just as she said that, her actual boyfriend saw me and then he poked his fingers between my collarbone and he poked it really hard and he's like, you better get the fuck away from here. But his physique was like, if I had to describe it, probably be like a slightly chubby version of Ray. Like, that's what that was. Now, you like, when you're someone with my intellect, my status in society, like you have a job, you have a car, whatever, and then you realize you can murk someone, you literally have to put all your pride aside and just walk away. And that's like the most noble thing to do. The point I'm trying to make is that it's super easy to just it's the easiest thing in the world to get angry and hit someone. That's the easy part. That's why you know what's that guy's name? John Peterson? What's his name? You know who I'm talking about.
Jordan Peterson.
Jordan Peterson, sorry.
Yeah.
You know how he says a man should be dangerous, or he should have the capacity of danger? Are you sure you heard that talk that he gave?
Probably, it's one of his famous lines, maybe.
Yeah, he said every man should be like have the capacity to be dangerous, but like never use it because that is ultimate strength, as opposed to just being a weak person and then you have no choice but to be weak in every situation. For an example, if that situation had to be Roel, he has no choice. He has to back away. Like, I had a choice, and So the point is, I would have. Do you watch that anime called Baki?
No, but I watched a lot of scenes from it.
Flippin' hell. So basically, it's like if I had to get in a fight. So what happens to you? You become superhuman with adrenaline, right? And you won't feel any pain at all. But it also messes with your brain chemistry afterwards, like the way you perceive fear and stuff. And when you're in that adrenaline state, that's not a true show of your strength, because like a mother losing her child under a car will allow the mother to lift a car up. I mean, there's been instances of that. So it's like with anyone, like if I had to speak with you and you feel your life is threatened, you might like just mug someone properly, but that's just a fight or flight response. Yeah, it's the same thing with alcohol as well. You know how people like constantly drink just to like maybe prove to their friends that they can like consume the most and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like over time I realized that there's no point in doing it. It's just a waste of money. I literally go to a club and have coke these days. That's how bad it is. I have no social anxiety when it comes to women. I can walk up and talk to them.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, I need to.
I have zero. I have zero. Like, I can just talk to anyone. If anything, alcohol just makes it worse because of my slurred senses. And it's nice being aware, especially in that kind of... Oh, flip, we're getting Kushama Lashad.
No.
Oh, I am
Remember,
at
I
least.
can't die.
Yeah, your ability translates well. Mine is only built for that lady. It's not built for crowd control. Yeah, look, I'm getting pressed.
What were you saying, Sula?
Yeah, I was talking about alcohol and overdoing it, and it's the same thing when it comes to ego and fighting another guy. The truth is, I do feel I'm quite strong, and if I have like an adrenaline rush, it would be fatal. And if I'm versing like someone like equally as strong as me, we're both gonna get hurt really badly, and like, you know, a few broken ribs, maybe like liver shot here and there. Maybe the guy's lucky, maybe he knows how to fight, I don't know, maybe he has a knife, maybe he has a gun. So, and then like again, when you in that fight or flight response, you could still be fighting, having like a gun wound or a stab wound. The idea I'm trying to draw is that even having unbelievable strength or power, or being like, what's that guy you keep saying, Sohail, or what's his name?
Yeah. So
It just means nothing under certain circumstances. And the only thing I think that's really truly something in this world is money and power. Well, power that comes from money. Yeah. Because
power.
you know Vivian Reddy, right?
You ready? Yes, you told me about him.
Apparently he's like gangster, like he can get someone killed just to get his project, like get a building. He's the owner of Pearls and stuff, Ocean Mall and all of
Yeah.
those joints. But it's also a shitty life because you have to walk around with bodyguards like all the time. But then again, it's like that's what money can do, just buy you people who can beat up other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get you. From my experience with fights, I've learned one simple fact is that being heavy and strong is so important in a street fight.
I don't think so, but continue.
You disagree?
I disagree, but continue.
So with my fight that I had, the one experience I noticed is I don't get adrenaline when I fight. In fact, I'm super focused and I remember everything well in it. The fight outside school was a very interesting one because it wasn't against one person. It was like 20 versus 20, 30 people, and it was just absolute chaos. And then in that moment, I was looking around me and I saw people were like walking forward but falling on the floor. Like normally they'd be walking forward and they'd continue walking like a normal person, but under those circumstances of adrenaline and fear and the chaos around, people were tripping over nothing. I saw like my friend Nishil, he tripped over nothing, and I saw multiple people just falling and tripping over literally nothing. And in that moment, I elbowed a guy very, very hard on the back of his head. He moved away, and then I walked more forward to help out this guy Ismail because he was forcing 5 people. And then before I was about to help him, Sohail grabbed the sword into Miso and was holding both his hands tied up. And then I went to Miso and I just started opening him. Like I just threw maybe like a 3-hit combo on his face. And then after that, someone hit me on the back of my head.
Yeah.
And then when I turned around, it was 2 guys. And then we got into like a 3-second fight where we didn't really connect at all. We were both missing. And then the Nishil came to pull, to stop everything. The teachers came to stop everything because there were like 30, 20 people everywhere.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing about this is that was the most calm and focused I was. So there was 0 fear. But then my mistake was thinking that that's just how everything would play out in life. I was wrong about that because then at Gateway on the 29th to 21st of September, we went out that night and we were doping heavy. I was flipping doped up. And then outside McDonald's, this old Mohammed Khan, this was the old that we were like all speeching with from our school. And then I go up to him like an idiot and like I asked him, are you Mohammed Khan and stuff? And then I was doped up and he was sober. And then we were like just tuning and everything was fine, but then we walked away from each other for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. We just kept walking away, and this is when I arrived just outside the McDonald's outside. And then his cousin was still near us, and then me and Steven were just talking shit about him, and then he heard that, and then he went and told that, oh hey, these ones still want to fight, and then we like idiots, we said yeah, bring him, we don't care. Then Lusso came back with another 15 people. And it was just me, Yudi, Steven, Brian, and Tariq. And then they just wailed on me. So then I went up to Khan and I saw him walking.
What do you mean they wailed on you? They left you?
No. My friends were there. Steven pretty much saved me from getting hurt.
What do you mean by wail? What does that mean?
Wailing means to just unload on a person. There's a bunch of people just beating up someone. Yeah. So then I went up to Khan because I was doped up and I saw him approaching me. I had like 0 fear in that moment. And then when I pushed him, I thought he's gonna do something back to me. In that instant, in less than a second, I tripped. My leg got tripped. I was down on the floor. I hit my head concussed on the floor, getting whacked by maybe 10 people. And to this day, I don't even know who tripped me, how I fell. But there were 5 people that just instantaneously dropped me.
Yeah.
and then they started whacking onto me, and then Steven jumps on top of me. And luckily, somehow, the only injuries I received was just a slight cut above my eyebrow. But my ribs were hurt. I couldn't lift up my left arm for a couple of months.
Yeah.
And then, uh, after that happened, like they kept beating down on me, and then I got up quickly because I knew if I stay down, I'll die.
Mm.
And then I got up. Then they dropped me down again. And
Yeah.
then I'm down again on the floor. I'm trying to get up, and eventually this other summer old guy came and like they started breaking everything up, and then I got up, and then when I did get up,
What you
I
mean
saw
the
that there was
What you mean the slumber game? The stranger
some civilian, yeah, civilians
to
came
to break it up.
break it up.
Ah,
Yeah, because there was about 15 people
Right.
as well there.
Right.
And then after that, yeah, then I went on my way. Yeah, this is a problem. This is
Mm.
going into this world like this is not gonna work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So, mine was a bit different, especially. So, yeah. I think what you're saying is, I think, lack for a better word, is cute.
Yeah.
Because the situation I was in was like life or death kind of thing.
With the god, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a different. When I
and
heard about it, I was
so
I couldn't even process it.
So my fist had swollen up, my entire sweatpants, hoodie drenched in blood, and
Jesus.
it, like, I'm guessing in your fights there wasn't much blood to go
No,
around.
there
My
wasn't.
clothes were soaked in blood, like not soaked but stained, like you could imagine. So blood turns brown after it's dried, so you could imagine like someone throwing dagger on you. That's what it looked like. And it was just my bare fist, and it was mainly just my right hand. And I don't know how to fight. I don't know.
Same.
There is the different techniques for knocking someone out. But I aimed for the head, and this guy's lip got bust open as though someone took a knife and cut it. But it was actually just my knuckle. When your knuckle or something hard hits against your lip, what's behind your lip? Your teeth, right? So two hard things hitting against someone's soft lip is going to bust it open, and it cut it. That happened, and I believe, his tooth got chipped, and I don't know if his nose got broken. I didn't actually aim for his nose, but the truth is that my knuckles, and I think even with yours as well, the bone is hard. Like if you had to punch a wall and if you don't feel pain,
Oh, I feel tremendous pain if I punch a wall. I don't know what
really,
you mean.
really,
Yeah, of course.
I can punch a wall like I think 3 shots without like full force without feeling something
Oh.
reasonable. I'm being serious. And that's what freaks me out, because I could, like, one shot someone's nose is broken for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So and that and I think it's probably maybe has to do with genes and bone structure.
Yeah, you got that like Space Marine build. Well, look at what Space Marines look like. It's very similar.
I saw Space Marines, but like in that situation, like even though I was winning, the aftermath was just it was just the worst thing ever. It's just the aftermath was horrible. So
Yeah.
it's like the only time I think I don't even allow myself to fight. I think nowadays I'll probably just allow myself to get beaten up because I know it's against the law. But like, let's just say it was a loved one, or maybe even my life was getting threatened, I think I would absolutely mug the shit out of someone, even if they are kind of bigger than me. So you said, what you said in a street fight, what matters? The someone's size and weight and whatever.
Strength, size, and
Right.
strength. Yeah.
Do you know if you just punch that person on their nose bridge, they are fucked. They are beyond, and like that's all it takes really, and like just one clean shot. Will
Okay.
just
To some of the big Indian guys, yeah, that would work because they they think that they are like hecticos because they're big and strong, but
Yes, yeah.
if you punch them in the nose, that will. But if you do it to like those like university college wrestlers and university
But you don't
rugby
get a
players,
lot of
know
them.
the white toes, like
I've seen
most of
them
those
though.
white toes.
I've seen the white guys, the sports guys, 100%.
Yeah,
That
they're
would
a
not
bit
work.
different from normal humans.
They-
I mean, SA's rugby team is
Mm,
the best in the world.
mm.
South African white people
Of-
are the strongest,
but-
like one of the strongest in the world.
But so like I think I would definitely get destroyed beyond compare. But the truth is, it's like, well, before I get to that, it's the only reason why I'm like downplaying your fight. It's not because it was like a small thing. Obviously, it was quite big. But the
It was
reason,
high school. It was high school. so
yeah,
it's not
this was like the fact that it didn't call for an adrenaline rush says that it wasn't like life threatening.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't. I was
I
extremely confident.
I pray you never ever get into a situation where you feel your life is threatened. Like just today, I watched a video about a taxi driver in Joburg. A guy got angry at another guy. He's driving a vintage vehicle that he overtook the taxi driver, and this guy had to stop at a red robot or stop street or whatever. The taxi driver got out of his vehicle, punched the guy's window, and was like punching him, the white guy. And this guy had a dash cam. That's how it got recorded. And
Mhm.
he's saying, "Please, I'm so sorry. And he's screaming at the top of his lungs because he's screaming for his life. And he's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." And like, you know, we live in a country like that, and obviously in that situation, hey, where are you going?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, the door opened.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, this feels like deja vu.
No, yeah, I know, but it's not. But yeah, I'm trying to get to a point here, and the point is that life and death thing is just, it really puts everything into perspective. Okay, yeah, I feel the deja vu. But back to what you were saying about rugby players and kids, like I think even 17, 18, 19, like proper hormonal release paired with athletic training would definitely mark me, but I would never get into a fight with those people in the first place, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And also another thing is like they're kids. If they had to get into a fight with you, they don't have the intent to kill. When you have the intent to kill, Shaylin, a fight becomes so different. Like when you're prepared to murder another human being, life.
Were you trying to do that?
I'm not gonna answer that. I'm not gonna answer
Oh
that.
God.
Yeah, I'm not gonna answer that. But
Yo, you must have been shocked to have come to that conclusion.
yeah.
One day just walk out of the office. Yeah, I'm gonna break a security guard. I don't know how someone comes to terms with that. Imagine they were interrogation, say, yo, this one must have been
Yeah.
a flopper. This one must be retarded.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this is the smartest one going
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah. I think that, like, even, yeah, I don't know what to say, but what's going through my mind is like, even people like me make the stupidest mistakes. I guess that's probably what I'm trying to say. But at that moment in my life, I'd been so far down this weird mental rabbit hole that I'd been convinced that was the logical thing to do.
Holy shit.
Simply because of what had already been done to me. Yeah, because obviously you don't know the full story, but like it is just too.
Yeah,
It is yeah. But yeah. Looking back, it's more like you learn like this another level of etiquette and I don't know, the way and manner of conducting yourself, that you realize that you know when we were in college and we used to make fun of like, I don't know, Ronaldo for like being so prim and proper, and you know,
Yeah,
it's
but
like
that's how
you realize that's how you
have
have to be.
Yeah.
It's like that's forced on you. You can't actually deviate from that, because once you start deviating, someone somewhere is looking to exploit that and then put you in the shittiest situation of your life.
I was always fascinated with Ronaldo, honestly, because like I saw
Yeah.
what I would want to become one day in him.
Yeah. I see that with a lot of people, but then I also met like guys in their 30s, and they're also extremely smart, but they'll look at people like that and be like, what the flip, that's such a boring fucking life. They'll tell me straight. I'll be like, whoa, what do you mean? Um, but I guess it's like a balance, right?
I think it's boring to be like Nolan. I think Nolan is proof of like being able to work in this world, being able to
Actually love.
belong in this world correctly.
Yeah.
You know, this. Imagine you go to like like people in, okay, I don't want to say asylums because then there's the argument that they were born that way. I'd use prison as an example.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some
'Cause
people
that's a choice.
just cannot stay out of prison. They just always will
Yeah.
commit crimes. It's just they can't live by rules. And then someone like Glenarvan is proof of how good humans can really be.
100%. But is he living out of fear, or is it really just a choice?
He is living according to a system.
You wouldn't know that, huh? You wouldn't
Yeah.
actually know that. And
But
that's,
I mean, you can tell that's not how he really is.
can you really tell? Could you tell that I was in a fight
No,
with my
no.
life? That like you would never be able to tell, and that's what I learned. That's the shittiest thing ever. It's like you'll see these people and they have like these amazing abilities, like in terms of like etiquette and their manners, and then you somehow learn along their journey they
This was a
they,
juggle.
they messed up. Yeah, so there was a senior that I really look up to, like his kind of confidence that he exudes, the way he's grounded. I think what I like about him is his ability to manage stress. I used to think,
Yeah.
oh wow, this guy's amazing. I found out this motherfucker went to anger management at one point in the company. Like they forced him to go on it. Imagine that.
Yo,
That-
that's insane.
And someone like I look up to, like me, like I don't just look up to
That's
anyone.
crazy. You don't look up to any
Yeah.
Chubby.
Yeah. And I was shocked. I was like in utter awe. And then it just shows you that you have to go through like this great hardship to kind of get value out of anything, because I mean our true nature is like to rebel, right? I mean that is why laws exist. Lord of the Flies as an example. You know what's the general story there, right?
Oh, tell me.
Oh, they just put these lycees on an island, and then like eventually they formed groups, and then they started like killing each other, and they just started being extremely unruly, and it was all done as an experiment to see how human kids would behave, like being completely unsupervised.
Yeah.
I really recommend you watch the movie. I watched it when I was too young, so I cried at this one scene. It was too brutal to fathom like what kids can do, but yeah.
Yeah. I always wonder what your strategy would be for Hunger Games. Like would you team up? Would you go alone?
What is Hunger? Don't think I'm a lunatic, but I haven't watched it. I haven't watched a lot of things, so forgive me.
Oh, okay. Like what you? Okay, Hunger Games basically they put these zoos on this like forest places, and it's a battle royale in real life.
Oh, and you die properly.
Yeah, you die probably, but like most people
Yeah.
formed groups. Some people went on their own. Some
Yeah.
people were hiding. Everyone had different strategies. So that's what makes it
So
interesting.
do you hide? Like I'm just saying, like out of curiosity, do you hide and wait for someone to pass by, and if someone passes by, you can snipe them, and then that's it, you won like that battle?
So it's not about like you won because there's multiple contestants, about
yeah.
30 something.
But
But you'd get an elimination of that. But now you can't hide forever because it's
Yeah.
been monitored. The whole environment has been monitored by other
Right.
people. So if they
Right.
see this one is just camping, they're
Yeah.
gonna do something to manipulate the environment. And they can
Right.
cause landslides. They can cause
Right.
these prototype beasts. Like everything on there is not natural. Like,
Right.
The creatures will be modified and stuff.
And then the
to
other
attack you.
rule, is, do you have a limit to how many people that can join you? Like, how does
No,
it?
there's no limit. There's no limit.
So if everyone becomes your friend, you guys won the game.
No, you're gonna have to kill everyone eventually.
So you have to kill your own teammates.
There can
That's-
only be one winner. There can only be
Bro,
one winner.
bro,
but
bro.
it's generally
Wait,
a guy and a
hey,
girl
hello,
from one group.
What
Yeah,
the
yeah.
What the fuck is happening?
What?
Come through here. What? No. We killed this Bali, eh?
Oh god, okay, we'll do it again.
I'll do it again.
Easy now.
Yeah. What was he talking about again? Oh, right. You have to kill everyone eventually. I wouldn't team up with someone and give them the false hope of saying, "Hey, you're safe," even though I'm gonna kill you at some point. I think that's wrong. I would be a gentleman about it, and so like apparently one of the things you should do as a man is, even though you know you stand no chance of winning, or like you're pathetic at something, you give it your best shot in those odds. So I would be noble about it and give it my best shot. But I wouldn't team up with someone and lie to them that, hey, we'll just team up for now and then kill each other later. I just feel that's stupid. I'd die properly, honorably.
Oh, yeah. That's a very good answer. That's a very good answer. I respect that.
Give me your answer. I feel like you'll do some weird shit.
My answer would be the same way I go about real life, I guess. I would just be like, see, another interesting thing about the Hunger Games is before all the speeching starts, they train everyone. Like, everyone does their own training and stuff for a couple of weeks. And the nice thing about that is other contestants see the training that you're doing. So like, some people knew this girl was good with a bow, some people knew people are good at this, people are good at that. And they also have interviews and stuff. You have to watch Hunger Games too. But Hunger Games is it was a school novel and stuff. That's how like big of a deal it was. Yeah. So well, you love Hunger Games, so yeah, you must watch it. But my strategy would just be look like an absolute fool.
Oh, just be unassuming.
Yeah, like doing training, I'll just act like I'm a flippant gay or something.
Yeah.
But against a group of people, I don't know. It's too difficult. If I'm against my friends, I think what I would do, I would team with the O's and then kill off anyone, and then like we just have a battle out between the O's, and then it's
Yeah, that would be
that's the
pretty.
best way to do it.
Yeah.
I'd rather die by my friends, you know.
Shit, that's some anime shit. I get you though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not fighting this auntie seriously, I won't lie.
Yeah, we know it now. I like to see how you handle the Remnant 2 boss.
Oh.
What's us today about the final boss? Oh god.
Oh, you completed the game.
Yeah.
What's the point then? I give up with you and repeating game.
No, it's a infinite game. It's procedurally generated.
Right.
I love replaying games if it's Borderlands. If it's a looter shooter game, I'll replay it
Your
forever.
granny is a shooter.
I love looter shooters. Oh, we need to play Borderlands 2. We'll do it this
Oh
week.
shit, I think. Oh, again, sure I was about to.
Same. I didn't want to say anything though.
Oh. Oops.
You know, a good strategy would be to just die first in the gauntlet and fake your death. Like just fake your death first.
You're obviously talking about Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh wait, it wouldn't work in Hunger Games because they have that thing that
Camera.
they inject into you to detect
Never mind.
your life. Yeah. But let's rank it on.
Sure. We literally just cruised through that.
I'm surprised you never get a legendary again.
I got a yes, I didn't. How do you even know what I get? How dare you?
Because you would have reacted if you got a legendary.
Yeah, I only got like rares. Yeah. I wonder if I can sort my items. You can't actually. Oh yeah, you can. How you like that? Did you get a legendary the second time as well?
No, I only got one.
That's what I thought, bitch. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh,
So
what?
you're actually very terrifying when I think about it. And I'm not in your fighting.
No, like intellectually, yeah, that's a problem with me. I hate that.
Because you can make people believe they know what they're talking. You can make someone believe they're correct.
Mm. It's
Meanwhile, you're like 100 steps ahead. And then
it's
I feel you've done that many times.
no, it's the shittiest thing, dude. You don't want it. It's a curse. You know how they say knowledge is ignorant. I mean, not knowledge. What? Ignorance is bliss. It's like that. When you're stupid, you feel life is just simple, you know. But when you know stuff, it's a problem. It's a big problem.
Yeah, but I'm more like in a sociopathic way. Like it's like I have to always
Yeah.
check twice with you, because I know that you know I know. That's a problem. That's why it becomes a problem with
Wait,
people
but
like
you,
you.
but why? At this point in time, you're of no use to me at all. So it's not like I need you for anything. Like I don't mean that in a.
We are no.
I don't mean
I
that
don't
in.
mean in a bad way.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
mean
yeah.
it's in a realistic way.
Like in campus, maybe you should watch yourself, but not now. Like you understand what I'm saying?
Uh, I know, but if it was campus times, I would straight up tell you, hello, I'm just using you. But
No, but like
I can't use someone
yeah.
without telling them. They have to know I'm using them.
Yeah, but like when that whole thing at like third year kind of happened, I was, like obviously I lost my logic, but at the same time I was like,
You
also
lost your logic.
I was being like an extremely needy like I'm talking about end of third year with a chick. I was being like, I don't know. I think I told you all to, or to get her mother's number and stuff, but
Of course, you hit him in the bottom.
yeah.
I'm thinking, what is Suba saying? Is this Suba talking? And I had to say, yeah, we'll do it. Because we didn't know if this was thinking straight or not. We didn't even know
Yeah.
how to argue back about that.
Yeah, but honestly,
It's like a project manager losing it, and you just don't know what to do.
I would have did it, but like now that I look back, I mean it's not worth it. But I still would have done it today, just because the guy's a cake. That's all.
Oh.
Yeah, but not because I really feel anything at this point.
Yeah.
But the other thing is that there was something else in there. The problem, lulz, is like it's I don't use it for that sociopathic. For use like that
Okay.
all the time, because the main problem I have with my intellect is that my mind is continuously solving problems that's not even a problem. For an example, I remember I had that chick's notes, right?
Mm.
Do you know I got her mother's number?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know or don't you know? Did I tell you about it? I don't know.
I know you had the mouse number, but I don't know what you did with it.
Oh, I actually never used it, but I went as far as getting her mother's number. Do you know what I did? I literally
Yeah.
just asked her best friend, hey, I don't have airtime. I need to contact my mother. I went to her contacts, searched up the name of her, and said, I'm saying the name of her because I actually forgot her name. I don't know what her name. I think it started with a K. K something mother. I took my phone out, took a picture of the number, called the number, and then it was like her, like the mother that picked up. And I could have sent it. And at that point I realized I'm going too far. This is too far. And then I was like, nope. And revenge would have tasted so nice, because for the first time in my life I lost my appetite. Like I obviously felt like I lost, and that was the main thing. My pride got hurt. It wasn't about, I don't love her, it was just my pride got hurt. I hated the fact that I lost, because
Yeah.
you don't understand when someone wants to be 2 steps ahead, such as myself, and they lose. Oh. It's the equivalent to you losing.
Like the end
like,
of the world.
yeah, it's the equivalent to you losing in in Destiny 2, and like imagine if you had to verse me, right?
Oh, my life would shatter if it. Yeah.
Exactly. And like when like I, as an intellectual, I seem to play these games, well, not anymore, but like with a female, and then the female comes out on top, it's like that just shatters me, because it's like I thought of every possibility. How is it that this round I didn't account for these things, and then I just become hard on myself, and then I'm like, why is it
Oh,
what
you
is
never account for it. Yeah, no, that then I would feel horrendous. You see, if I'm doing this against a girl, I know the outcome will be that they have to make it. They have to feel like they won, because I don't want the trouble that comes after that. You know, I'm okay with making someone feel like they won, especially if it's a girl. Especially if it's a girl.
really, I can't take it.
Yeah. No,
To-
because I know the reality behind it. I know
Yeah.
what's gonna happen to them later.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah, even
No.
if they.
Oh, so
they
that's
win.
that's the problem. That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
So with me, it's like I know that I want to say death, but kind of let's call it doom. I know doom is coming, right? So like hardship in life, any kind of hardship. They could lose a
Yeah.
parent and could go through like
Yeah.
the worst kind of pain in their life. But the problem I have with all of that is that pain is taking a different form. They could find a guy, they could even get pregnant, and the guy could leave them. Like anything could happen, right? And that is life, and that is reality. The problem is I want to be the face of pain before they leave my life, because I want them to know that
Yeah,
I was the
yeah.
source of the pain, and like, you know, to really drive the dagger in. Because I feel like even though I would like to call myself a very caring and helpful person, I can also be very vindictive when it comes to someone who's close to me. Like if you're so close to me and then you start stabbing me, you know, then it's like, right, I'm gonna do the same thing to you. But I hate the fact that I don't go well, not all the time, but I don't go through my revenge in a unreasonable way. I find ways, dude, and it's so shit. Why does my mind, in like my subconscious, will literally try and find a solution, such as that example I just gave you? But it's happened so many times over, and I hate it. It's like when I feel like I've lost, my mind will work overtime in the background trying to find a way to get back at this person, and I'm like, why am I like this? It's
Aw.
the shittiest thing ever. Obviously it comes down to, hey, it's still my choice to act on that decision 100%. And
Oh, so it does come down to that. Okay.
yeah,
I thought you
no,
didn't
no,
process
I
that part.
no, that it does come. I mean, well, there's a reason why that guy didn't end up in the bathroom and get beat up. There's a reason why her mother didn't get contacted, etc., etc. You know, it's like if her mother got contacted, it would have been no skin off my back. Like she would have just probably got grounded, scolded, and like obviously since that's her mother, you know, she'll have to come to terms with it. But that relationship would have been destroyed. You know, like her mother will always know that this is what she really did. But
Yeah.
I had to like, I don't know, kind of give myself a false win to say, yeah, okay, cool, you won now, but you're just not gonna play the move. And that's all it was for me. I think that's all I really needed to know that I could win, but chose not to. not have to, not lose. And it was out of my control. You know, like forcefully lose. Like, you know, I like to choose my losses, and yeah, no, it's bad. But like, anyways, the whole reason why I deviated and went onto this long thing was it does tie back to what you initially said, which was that I'm terrifying in the sense that I know that you know, but it doesn't. I wouldn't freak out about it. Not yet.
Yeah.
Unless there's money involved, unless there's a lady involved, I wouldn't really give a shit.
I see.
Like just like how Bruce Lee says, what a warrior in a garden is far better than a gardener on the battlefield or something, or a gardener in a war or something. So it's like, it's always good to be prepared. It's just
Yeah, in those situations against other humans, you know,
yeah.
I prefer to just keep people happy. I don't like to cause problems. So even if I lose, it's okay. It's all good. I just don't cause problems between me and other people. I'm too much of a people pleaser, unfortunately. It's a bad shit. But I'm fixing that. Like I try to be more fair than nice.
I hate this about me, but I'm the opposite. And the problem is that everyone assumes I'm a people pleaser when they first meet me. It's like an almost unmistakable impression. Oh, you're definitely someone who, you know, until they like push like they kind of test the waters and they realize I'm not, and then that's when either people will just like leave my life or like kind of develop another idea of me, and which I'm fine with. Like I'm happy for that to be known, because the last thing I want, and I've been through iterations of this in my life, where you eventually like if things go south like with pleasing people, you eventually start draining your own personal energy to try and make things okay, and there needs to be a point where you just stop caring. you know where it's like, what, I've done nothing wrong, this is just me, and I'm just living my life. If you have a problem with that, that can be your problem.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that matters for me is that, am I following the rules? Yes. Okay, then fuck off. That's it. And then it's like, you can't touch me because I've done nothing wrong. Yeah. But my advice, well, I don't know if I'm even I shouldn't give you advice. It's not my place.
You can. You must.
I'm
You
not
have to
your,
give me advice.
I'm not your dad, but there's nothing wrong with being a people pleaser. The most valuable lesson I've learned in my life is that when you see people struggling or like going through something in their life, it's pointless giving them the answer there and then, because they kind of need to go through the shit, find the answer for themselves. Not just as like a tough love type of thing, but it's like, imagine if you had a kid of your own and just told him everything that's going to happen. You're going to go through heartbreak, you're going to lose me as a parent, you're going to go through all this pain, you have to go get your driver's license. It's just going to go through 1 year and come out the other. They won't truly fathom what life really has to throw at you unless you go through it yourself, because there'd be levels of lessons in there that only they'd be able to understand, because everyone has a different IQ, everyone has a different perception of what reality is, and that's the unfortunate part. No one's really sharing your observation of what reality is at this point in time.
Yeah, no, I get that. I think.
So what I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, it's fine to be a people pleaser. It's fine. Like, just as long as you're happy at the end of the day, and as long as you get to go to bed and nothing's been compromised in your life, then that's good.
Yeah, I feel because I'm a people pleaser, that's why I come here to like tune with you and like with Ray, because now I know I'm my authentic self. Now I don't have to please anyone. Like, I can say what I think. But the reason I ask you a lot of questions and I listen to what you say is because exactly like you said, you someone that when you speak, you're getting what you're saying based off experience. You've always proved your words to things, so that's why I prefer to rather take advice from someone that's done it.
You get two types of people though. You get the people who like listen, and then you get the people who like I don't know. I'm this type of person where if someone, like, even if I deem them stupid or like they just don't know anything, I still take the advice or take it into some kind of consideration and have it at the back of my mind, simply because I don't think of myself as anything great. Maybe the only time my ego truly shines is potentially when I'm in a relationship, because I have this dominance about me. But when it's like everyday people, it's I always think of myself as an equal, which is weird, but yeah.
Okay, I see. So that's what would you say is your elements, like when you are in your elements?
Oh, I don't know. I actually want to get into that, but do you maybe wanna? I feel like if I had to talk about that, it would be slightly long. But before I unravel that whole boatload of shit, why don't you tell me what's your perspective on that, being in your element?
Okay, yeah, I will. So I have one in this world, which I'll tell you first. Yeah, I have so many scenarios. Okay, but let me talk about this world. So I think when I'm in my absolute element is on a Friday night. Sometimes I'll just put on Destiny 2 and only play PvP, and I'll have like a can of Monster with my THC pen, and I just listen to that heavy funk music and just
Oh,
destroy people. Yeah, that like that. Then my mind just feels like it is in its element. But that's one scenario of this
hmm.
world, and then the other scenario of when I'm in my absolute element, where I know I will thrive better than most people, is in any situation that invokes strong emotional responses. Because from me,
Wow,
you will
that's
receive
so.
none.
I love this. It's so interesting. Sorry. So you're not going through the emotional whatever another person is.
Uh, yeah, so let me give you a scenario of that. So imagine you put a person inside a ceiling or like an attic or in a dark forest.
Got you.
Their natural response is gonna be fear.
Yes. Yes.
They're gonna be quite terrified.
Mm.
Uh, but because I've done that so much, and I don't know why I'm like this, but I don't feel anything in those situations. I don't know why. Some people, this is a simple situation, very like common. If you put the light off in a room, some people will feel uneasy, they'll feel scared. I'm using that as an example,
Got you.
but in those situations, I know how to suppress it, or at least I think I do until I'm faced with a
Mm.
actual terrifying situation.
Mm.
But yeah, I believe that's my element.
Do you know how you react in terrifying situations? Just out of curiosity.
Uh, no, because I haven't been involved or anything yet,
In the
so
face
in
of
that I don't
pure
know.
terror.
Mm.
Okay.
But I have a solution for these things, and
Pepper
that
spray.
solution. So
Act retarded. Uh, just have a
I just
seizure.
shit myself. No. This solution, it works in many ways because it helps me. Like I know I'm intrinsically lazy. I know I'm intrinsically lazy. I know I'm intrinsically bad at certain things that I can't
I love
change
that word.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the only way to fix it, and the only way to fix like the fear that's installed in me, is to realize, uh, in Warhammer, in fact, they speak this and they put it into every person's soul. They say, "What is your duty? To serve the Emperor's will. What is the Emperor's will? That we fight and die. What is death? It is our duty." And then the moment that word gets installed into your mind, that is your duty. I swear,
Oh, you
you
accept.
just lose it. Yeah, you just accept whatever happens, and then
I
and
love
I
that.
know it's easy to talk and say these things when you've
No,
experienced
no,
none of it,
no, yeah.
but this is more of a mind-altering state. This is more of like a hypnotic state,
Mm.
almost a second entity in yourself, a second personality, a second being, because your real being cannot do any of that. I know as a human, fear and terror is a natural response,
Yeah.
but if I invoke a second entity who deals with that, who can control that, then I've got nothing to really fear or worry about because I'm not facing those fears. It's the entity inside that is. But this to put your mind in that state is a
Oh, dude.
long procedure.
Yeah. Sorry, there's like lightning happening just in the
Wait, it
distance.
hit you as well? No
Yeah,
ways.
yeah, but my windows are like shaking. That's insane.
Yeah.
Um,
I suspect maybe you have a second entity in you or a second personality.
no,
I don't know.
you're wrong about that entity thing. That is you. The problem is like I used to think that was separate from me, but it's all one picture. They are separate. I know exactly what you're talking about, but you have the perception that they're separate, but they're one and the same thing. Like you in this reality versus the being talking to you and the being the like you can also split to even more, but
Well, it's
even
saying what
if
I wanted to say. I'm in control of that subconscious voice.
y-
But I treat it as a different entity because I know the properties it holds are very different from
yeah,
the properties I'm capable of holding.
and then like pulling like a hot swappable on your mind, and then
Yeah, very well described.
letting that like drive for a while then you take the backseat and observe. um that 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 guy is you, but it's also, yeah, it's also not okay, yeah, Yeah, never mind.
It's an
Actually,
entity.
yeah,
It's a
fine.
symbiotic entity.
Fine. You actually, yeah, I can't actually argue with the statement you made there.
It's not an argument. You can either like
Um,
tell me what you think about it. That's fine.
no. I was about to say it is you, but it's also not you. But that's exactly the thing that you said. It's not. But for a second, the way you said entity was as though this person kind of entered at a point, but they were always with you. Really. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, the thing is, you are absolutely right. I think that with me, I didn't go through your gaming experience, but for me it was like being faced with like suicide. Like I was ready to do it, and I had a plan, and it was gonna be painless.
I'm pretty sure you would have had a plan, yeah.
Yeah. It was gonna be painless and everything, but and then all of a sudden my mind just got freed. Like I was like, well, tomorrow I don't have to worry about the work. Tomorrow I don't have to worry about this and that. And I found like bliss in it. I was like just smiling at the fact that I got to let go of all of this. And the thought of it all just seemed so unburdening. And I was like, okay.
I'm guessing a second mind of yours came in and said that you are too good for this.
No, no. It didn't kick in yet. That second that entity only comes out, that all comes out when I'm in my darkest moments. This was more serene. So yeah, there's like a oh your word, the intrinsic. There's an intrinsic state. Like if I'm at the lowest of lowest, this intrinsic state pulls out. And says no. It refuses to give up, and I can't control it. It just that's its statement all the time, every time, and I can't really argue with it, so to speak. It's just that's its will, and it's a very annoying thing, but that's a whole other topic. This whole suicide thing was I don't want you to think of it as suicide, like, oh, I've lost hope on life and whatever. Think of it like a gate.
Freedom.
Yeah, like freedom, like a gateway to serenity, and then like my logical self, like my normal depressive self, the Savashan you're currently speaking to, kind of said, okay, cool. So if I feel so free and amazing, that must mean that the whole reason you're here is to suffer. Well, let's look back then, Savashan. Weren't you suffering this entire time? Wasn't this entire life just one big struggle? So then I said to myself, if you can do it tomorrow, if you can do it anytime, you could always do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow again, and then continuously procrastinate on this thing. But let's just be honest here. If you end it now, you would have never known how the story ends, even though it contains so much of suffering and pain. But deep down, you know it could be worse, and you also know that there's beauty in all of this pain, and it is true. There is a lot of beauty that's around and stuff like that. So when being faced with that level of like freedom and death and whatever, it's like if death had to come knocking, it might be more gruesome, because obviously I said like my way would have been painful. But even if I am in that place, even if a gun's pointed at my head, I think there'd be a period of fear, but eventually I'll tell myself, either I die being noble and fighting for what I feel is right, because clearly wrong is being done to me now, and die like that, or like just do nothing and die like a flippant vegetable. The choice is mine. And then that's how I would face that. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to say on the terror part. There's also something else that I didn't discuss with you, which was you asked me how do I get into my element, or how do I feel?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I mean, what is like a point where you would say you are at your peak of time?
Yeah. So it's so difficult. So I have to answer this. It's not one thing. It's not one thing, and it's a very long answer, as I told you before. So let's just start with the most basic one, and that would be me being on like I'd say like a second can of an energy drink of Monster.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Actually, let's just say we're during the day, and then you said, Suva, I need you at your most optimal mental state.
Yeah.
I would take a nap, firstly, because the amount of mental clarity I get after a nap is just unrivaled. And then I'd follow that with a high dosage of caffeine. And what I would have is an extremely loud mind. Like, I'd really be able to hear the depths of every corner of my mind, and it's so beautiful. The problem is it only lasts for like an hour before I'll reach mental fatigue. So that's when I truly feel alive, right? Like I can just think, but I'd need a problem or something to work on, right? So that's one way to do it via drugs. So caffeine is known as a nootropic, which is a brain enhancement drug. There's also something called nicotine, which is very addictive, as you would know, and there's a few other things on the market, but they also have varying side effects, etc. So to me, being in one's element is extreme mental clarity, and that can either be gained by like a lot of sleeping and slash drugs, right? That's one thing.
Yeah.
And another state I can be in is like the state of being serene. Like I want you to imagine those like soft core songs, like you know that one time you shared a song with us, and it was like it's like reverb in the club, and then it's like you're sitting in the bathtub type of situation. I'd say driving at like 1 o'clock in the morning, listening to like some really just a sad song or a violin playing, and I just take it in. I just take life in and just realize that, you know, I'm gonna die one day. Time's limited. I remember all my past mistakes, all the heartbreaks I've had, all the accomplishments. It just like it's like taking life in as though it was like weed or something. Like just taking one big pull and getting high off of it. And that's what that feels like. So that's one state of mind. I wouldn't call it an element, so to speak, but it's also a way of keeping yourself grounded and understanding what you're in here. It's a way of getting in touch with reality. And then there is another state, which is the other state I wanted to talk to you about was peak performance. This isn't done via drugs or whatever. It's just like it's a flow state. So you'd be aware of flow states, but I've never been in one in years, and the reason for that is because the last best flow state I ever accomplished was in my second year of campus when Rehan, or was it a third year? I think it was third year. Rehan contacted me and he said, "Hey, did you do the programming assignment?" And I was running behind because of Wool, because I was managing the Wool team and I didn't have time. So I think I only had like a week to do this whole project. I don't know what it was about. And I unleashed everything. Every single data structure I knew, every single piece of code logic I knew, I used it. And I was able to code and like go up until 2 a.m. coding and just having fun. It felt I felt like a god. That's what I felt like. It just felt beautiful.
You didn't feel tired in that. You actually like enjoyed what you were doing.
I enjoyed it, but hear me out. It's not the programming. I kind of want you to think of programming as the best game you've ever played, but it also kept you engaged because you knew all the answers. You knew exactly which enemies to kill. You knew everything, and the boss battles were challenging but fun at the same time. That's what that felt like. It's because I had like, okay, so you know programming, like if statements, a for loop, a while loop, how to do a method, whatever. So do you know all of those concepts, right? Let's just call that programming concepts. But I want you to imagine programming concepts as a toolbox. Now I want you to imagine that I am a builder, like I'm Bob the Builder, and you just gave me a building that made me use every single tool in my toolbox. Do you not think I'll be happy doing that? Like using everything I've collected of, like, in a game, you've used every single piece of gear to solve a problem. It's the most liberating feeling, you know, and that's true peak. And unfortunately, life will never reward you with like the perfect problem. You'll never get that. You'll never ever get it. So therefore finding that is like a lucky box. But that's the third state I can enter, but it won't be at will because the problem has to line up perfectly with my ability.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah. So to surmise everything that I've said, that third state of mind is matching one's true ability with a true problem, like the perfect match for them, you know. And you'll never actually get that because no one will really know your ability besides you, and how do you give yourself a problem? You know, it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
But does that answer I hope it answers your question, those three states.
Yeah, that was one of the best things I've heard about, especially that part where you mentioned how you can use every tool you had. What an opportunity that is.
Yeah.
I didn't see programming like that, sure.
Yeah.
And that's so interesting actually. It's like you upgrading, you leveling up your skills.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
we started off just knowing a
if
few
statements,
concepts,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
it went to data structures and stuff. Yeah, it's like learning your new skills and finally getting that boss where you can
Use
unleash all of it on.
all the abilities. Yeah.
I
yeah.
did not think of it that way. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that felt like, and I never had that kind of joy ever. Like even starting work, I've never had it. Never had it. After it was just the last. That was the the greatest and last moment ever.
Yeah, I think that's my biggest downfall. I have to, grow up in a way where I can't have this bad attitude towards the work itself and then learning new things. I understand that the brain hates to be different from its chuck. It likes to do things it knows and it's used to. So that's why like I only stay on square one.
No, I think your oh shit, I'm just pressing my M. Okay, wait, my map is glitching a little bit. Yeah, we have to just walk now. So I have core Valar tracked. What do you have tracked? It's Act 1. A cold and iron fate.
Cold and iron fate. Yeah.
Okay.
Chat.
Lovely. Okay, so back to what you were saying. I honestly I think that it's perfect the way you see work and whatever. It's because the problem with getting good is that you have to be delusional. I'm not good. The only reason I was good in campus, like I'm past my era, basically. Campus was the best I could get, and then I started work, and then I stopped improving on purpose because I just don't see value out of it. They take your life away, and then you just write like a few pieces of code, whatever, and they pay you the set salary. It's like there's no motivation to get good. With me in campus, the only motivation I had was that my mother couldn't afford another year for me. I had no choice but to get the A's. I had to get it, no matter what. So
Yeah.
that's the situation I was put in. And that was like, you could think of like, that was me going to expert level and like versing hard enemies from day one. Like always doing the ice toss for people and putting it on the group because it was a challenge for me. It was like, it was training me basically to work hard. And oh, you're accepting that. And then
Yeah.
because of that, oh god, this was gonna talk. Flip.
That's fine.
Because of that, I was able to pick up all of these programming skills and then use it in one big go, like a Kamehameha blast. But your attitude toward programming is perfectly fine. Like because if you force yourself, your body will have an immediate reaction and be like, nope, I don't want to do X, Y, and Z. But another misconception you have about yourself is that you think you're lazy, but you're actually not. And the reason why I'm saying that is because no normal person will watch a full 14-minute video on why weed is bad for you. Like, the generation these days screwed up their attention span. Like, no one would be able to Well, I don't even know if you actually really watched the whole thing, if I'm being honest.
I watched most of it. I watched most of it.
I noticed you kept quiet. I'm like, oh, this bastard didn't want. I was like,
I watched most of it.
I was
The
like,
important part.
there we go. You little shit. But the point is, it's like you were able to absorb that new information that you didn't know before. Not because like of anything. It's just because you found it interesting and you were curious about it. And that's the problem. It's like if programming is not something you're curious about, then there's no point in like delving deep into it, because it's not like someone's gonna pay you more. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
So that's the conclusion I've come to. It's like the only reason I had to get good at campus was I was forced. I had no choice, but now I do, and now there's no. Where are you going? Oh, hey, come here. Wrong way.
This is a loot goblin
Oh, okay.
that keeps appearing,
Oh,
and it disappears every time I try to kill it.
else. We have to get to the next place, and then I'm calling it. I have to go to sleep. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, I won't lie. I enjoy these chats.
Yeah, I can really talk with either like you like this or with Rihan. Not Ray, Rihan.
Yeah.
He was my best friend from DNC. He's like a copy of me. The same things I talk about. He's always talking. We have insane conversations. It's so unfortunate because the things that I'm interested in and want to talk about, no one can just understand or relate to it.
Yeah, but that's
It's just
your,
a few people.
that's your main flaw, and that's the best thing. See, I don't typically pick up flaws with you, but your main flaw is that's where the people pleaser thing comes in. It's like you'll just be friends with the person, even though the interests may not line up, but it's just because they are bra that you'll just talk to them.
Yeah. So what I do is I try and sort of corrupt them. Like
Yeah.
my friend Sivan and all. I used to have those seizures so that they could start doing it. And eventually it
Yeah.
worked. Eventually it worked a
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the hosts I started playing COD with, they started going mad and having seizures like.
Yeah,
on
it
the
happened to
calls.
it happened to Luke as well. Luke was a normal civilian, and then I don't know what she did to him. The O turned. He just started talking about PP. That was too funny. But anyways, the difference between you and me is that I have the audacity to be unliked. I'll be perfectly normal if someone doesn't like me.
Yeah, you're fine with that, sure.
Yeah.
I get worried about it.
Yeah.
It'll stress me out.
Really? That's so interesting.
Yeah, if someone doesn't like me, I will sit and think about it.
Wow, that's interesting. There's levels to it though. See, on one end, if you're okay with being disliked, you also have to deal with crippling loneliness, which is bearable for some people. And then on the other hand, if you're a people pleaser, you have to deal with idiots. Like you just have to suffer with listening to the shit they want to talk about.
Yeah. No, I understand.
The point is that in this world, suffering is inevitable. there's no
Yeah,
right
and
there's no right answers.
but if you use someone that enjoys that suffering, then geez, that's you in your element then.
No,
but
I
mean,
never-
The only way to get you to enjoy your suffering is to invoke that other entity.
Yeah. That other entity for me doesn't enjoy it. He just, I don't know, he accepts it. Like it's like a badge or something. It's a stupid thing. But, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't
The entity that I would say I believe in, its presence is there to remind me of, okay, you don't even know what reality is, so why are you
Yeah.
complaining about the issue you're facing right now? Do you want me to show you what reality is? And then like I get terrified about that. So then I'm just
Yeah.
It's like a scary shadow that stands above you to remind you, okay, the shit that you're in now is not actually real shit.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. That's too insane.
it's like, yeah, like how someone would follow a god, who would pray to a god to help and encourage him.
Yeah.
With me, it would be the reverse, but it would motivate and encourage me. It would say, like, for example, it would speak to me and say, okay, uh, you think your situation is bad right now. No, things are gonna get way worse, and that's just how it is because I
Cool.
exist. Uh, and yeah, then just through that, it motivates you, I guess, to understand your sufferings are not real.
I mean, I don't exactly I can't relate to that, but
Yeah.
definitely the fact that there's something separate and always reminding you that your logic isn't always
Correct.
logical.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tell
that
you, this world, this dimension is bigger than it really
yeah.
is.
But the part where you said you're gonna suffer more, well, okay, yeah, that also makes sense because I mean, we haven't gone through like witnessing a parent's death or a death of a partner as an example. Some people have to go through a death of a child, and that's like even more pain that you would never want to bear or wish on your worst enemy, right? So, I guess yeah, in that sense, yeah, then I'd have to agree. But that wouldn't be that entity reminding me of that. That's already known information that there is worse coming.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
what I failed to say
Acknowledge.
clearly was
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
the fear I'm talking about is unknown fear. Unknown fear will always be the greatest fear on earth. Is fear of unknown. So unknown experiences is what it reminds me of. Like what waits beyond this world? Are you even prepared for that?
I don't have that.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I
No,
see.
don't get me wrong. I fully understand what you're talking
Yeah.
about. I got liberated from that because I read a weird book one time.
Huh.
Yeah. It was basically a book on like reality and what it is and what we're living in. And then that answered all my questions. And then I was like, okay, cool. But I can't talk normally to it about a person because then they'll think I'm a psychopath. Okay, not a psychopath, but just a lunatic.
Huh.
So the fear element isn't there, and I think that's why when I spoke to you about the suicide thing, to me it was serenity that hit me as opposed to, oh shit, what's waiting next door?
Yeah.
In fact, it was so funny. I was talking to this about a coworker. So there was a song written in like the 90s when I don't know when the Holocaust happened, but like whenever before the 2000s, and it's called "You Want It Darker," and this guy is basically like telling God, "What the fuck? You killed all of my friends and family. So, you want a reality darker than that, huh? You expect me to bow down to you and worship you when you've done all of this that's caused me pain." So it is kind of funny because like the colleague of mine, he's in his 30s, he's a Christian, so he's like, why did he make a song about this? Then I'm like, yeah, he's questioning God. Then he's like, why is he not a God-fearing man? But then I'm like, when you've gone through so many losses, how can you not question God? It's like he knows he's on his deathbed, but why wouldn't he question God? But anyways, to me, it's like the mere mortal and the normal man would go through such a fear or such a phase of questioning if they didn't have the knowledge I have. Obviously, I mean, just the knowledge I have has been acquired, not born with. So yeah, I just want to make that clear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't like born and I knew everything. It was just like I had to acquire it, but it was weird of the way I
I don't know
acquired
what
it.
your standings on religion would be.
I have the
I
answer.
used to be like an atheist, but
I have the answer, but I don't know if you're prepared for the answer.
no, I
that's
like the simple. I try to tell the simple answer to people, but no one
Yeah.
wants to. It's not that they don't want to listen to it; they can't comprehend it because of how simple it is. So you
What's
can go ahead and tell me your answer.
okay. So what is your question?
My question is, what is your standing on religion and God itself?
Okay. To answer the standing on religion would be difficult because that's not exactly a specific.
Related
It's
to
not a specific
thought.
question.
Okay.
So with God, I think sort of the answer I would give is that God exists. Full stop. No more
Okay.
elaboration. Because it starts to get darker when someone's like, if you were to tell someone God exists, then someone's immediate reaction to you could be, oh, did God allow my daughter to get raped, as an example.
Yeah.
And then they like continuously question this reality, but they again fail to realize that death is imminent. So are you still gonna remember? And they fail to understand that everything, including this game, including my fingernails right now, is part of one fabric and material, i.e. God. And let's just move away from the rape thing, right? Because obviously it's like, in order for rape to happen, God isn't intervening. It's just another human doing wrong to another human. I mean, that's that's just simply what it is, right?
Wrong based off what we think?
No,
Or
no.
does God not comprehend what right or wrong is? Because there is no right or wrong.
There is no
Obviously,
right or
this-
wrong. If I'm being
Yeah.
honest, it doesn't exist. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
it's just an
I
act.
agree with that.
It's just an action that's occurring. Really, I mean,
Yes,
we
yes.
are putting labels on it, but like if you look at the animal
The
kingdom.
same way we label our own vocabulary.
Yeah. If you look at the animal kingdom, it's ruthless. Do you think there's any kind of like laws or anything? It's just ruthless. It's
Yeah,
meant.
people
It's
make the argument that okay, we have a conscience, so we know what's right. and wrong.
yeah.
But then there's argument of what is a conscience.
Yeah. It's just it's brutal. But with God in itself, we'd obviously have to get to the point of intentions, which is a whole other rabbit hole. But for now, it's like, if I was talking to an atheist, it's like they have no reason to be an atheist simply because of the way reality is structured around us. It's almost impossible to deny that there wasn't a creator here. Like there was a creator simply because of how intricate everything is. Like from take a leaf or a beetle or anything, like the patterns, thing, like there's a lot of intricacies in this world and a lot of things we are yet to discover that always suggest that there's a bigger creator. Even the fact that like the universe is constantly expanding and things like that. Even if you take like I don't know if you watch young Sheldon from Big Bang, but he
Yeah.
was trying to convince his mother that God exists. So he was like, if gravity was any, oh shit, I almost died. He said if gravity is any stronger.
Wait, revive me.
Oh, I didn't know you died. Sorry.
That's okay. He dropped like a suicide bomb.
Yeah. Young Sheldon said to his mom, if gravity was a little bit stronger, a little bit weaker, this whole universe wouldn't exist. The life would, as we know it, would be completely different. Therefore, everything would have to have been absolutely perfect for this to be a reality. Therefore, that almost suggests that, not almost, but it absolutely suggests that there is a creator. But anyways, that's the long-winded answer of, hey, does God exist? Now you can pry into that and ask me more specific questions if you want to about religion and stuff, and I'm happy to answer.
Okay. No, you gave me a good answer, but I also wanna, instead of asking you, I wanna tell you what I believe and hear what you think about it.
Okay, it's probably bullshit, but cool.
Yeah,
Also,
it's
wait.
probably bullshit.
Also, before you continue, like, I just want you to know that I'll talk shit to you and I'll say, oh, it's probably bullshit or this or that. But when you explain things to me, I want you to give it your all, because I don't think of you as being any lesser than me. I really do enjoy whatever you have to say, and I do like really listen to it. So yeah.
I'm way lesser than you from a
What
ethical
the
standpoint, but
Jesus Christ.
I'll give it a go anyways. If you were stupid, it would be more less. It'll be way easier to talk to you if you were stupid. I wouldn't have to watch what I say.
Damn.
Like
Really?
I have to
I don't. Please don't
focus when I
ever,
speak with
don't
you.
ever feel intimidated. I just don't.
Yeah, no. Emotionally smart people and academically smart people terrify me. But back to what I was saying. Okay, let these those tune. Oh no, there's no cutscene. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, what was I saying? Yeah.
God.
So what I believe the core of God is and how it all works. You're very correct on what you're saying. Things are way too intricate to just say it happened by chance. And I think God is very similar to us in where we serve the same purpose. So what I mean by this is, whoever created this is very similar to how people say, okay, we're in a simulation. At first, I didn't like the idea of that. I didn't like the idea to say, okay, it's just a simulation. This is all just it's all just a program. It's a simulation. It sounds very stupid to say this is all just a simulation. It sounds very boring. But I think that there's a chance that our creator, how do I explain this? Let me put my game volume though. My game volume is lousy me.
Nah, all good. Just take your time. I'm with you. Yeah.
Okay. I think our creator wanted to observe if we had the ability to create in the same way that it does. Now, what I mean by this is there is a central universe that we are part of, which is this reality. This is the reality dimension. And in this dimension, your thoughts cannot exist. They cannot exist physically because this dimension in reality has its own rules where your thoughts cannot exist. However, when you think of something deeply enough, when you have a strong belief in it, I think perhaps those thoughts can be created into a different dimension that has no relation towards this reality, because if it did, it would probably break space and time. And I like that argument she said, why does God not stop people from getting raped and things? If someone deeply believed in God that much, maybe like someone believed strongly in Jesus, their version of Jesus, I don't think everyone has the same version of their God, because one person can believe that what they're doing is correct, while another can believe that what they're doing is wrong in God's eyes. So people are creating different instances of God. But now, because they're creating different instances of God, that's why the world is infinite. That's why there's infinite dimensions, because infinity never really stops. That's why there will always be an infinite amount of dimensions where what you strongly believed in does actually exist, just not in the same reality as you. But that's on a smaller topic. The idea of God itself, I think, yes, we had a creator whose intentions were to see if the life in this world would eventually start creating its own life. And I don't mean physically. I don't mean that whoever created us was here to see if we'll reproduce, and if that lighty will reproduce and make another lighty. No, I don't mean that. I mean that we are creating how do I say this? Our creators created this environment for us to determine if any sort of life does exist here. Will that life be able to create souls in the same way that God did? So what I mean by this is, I don't know if I can draw this. Okay, no, there's no need for me to draw this.
No, there isn't. Yeah, continue. I'm with you.
Okay, so one entity, you can name it as God, your creator, whatever. They opened up this environment that we are in, whatever you want to call it, reality, whatever.
Production.
Yeah. The purpose of opening it up was to see whatever life force, so I'm not saying humans, I'm specifically saying life force, whatever life force we put here, we want to observe and determine, is this life force gonna understand that it was created, understand who it was created by, which we are still debating to this day, but its main purpose is to see, will this life form be able to do exactly what we did, invoking such a deep level of thought and belief that it will begin to exist in a different dimension and continue the process of infinity. And that's what I think our creator plans were. And how this started, I believe, was, sure, there was that big bang, like people say, like whatever, I don't really know much about the science behind it, of
Mm.
how the Big
Yeah,
Bang started
it's all
and
good.
why.
It's all good. Yeah.
Okay. So from the point of the Big Bang, there were molecules, atoms, and they cause a reaction to create planets, to create gases that interact with planets. And I think the reason behind all of these simple interactions, I think even down to the smallest molecule, our creators they injected a tiny, tiny, tiny percent of their own soul, their own ability to create. And they wanted to determine if that soul, that small percentage of soul that interacts with the environment that they created, would this cause it to eventually learn and evolve and begin to replicate the process of creation, or is it just going to cease to exist? And so far, it seems as if our creator's plan has been working, because we've now evolved from gases, we've now evolved from molecules into planets, and then from those planets to galaxies that can contain life. And now we're at the point where um, the molecules and whatever compounds are necessary to create life that began to occur on Earth. And from there, for example, like you could say a fish started to exist. You know how they say evolution happened, and you had a tiny fish in the sea,
Yeah.
and it evolved from that. But why it evolved is a real question. So people say, okay, it evolved because it needed to survive. I think, yes, that was one component of it, but I think the reason it needed to survive is because there was a soul in it, and that it wasn't because the body needed to survive, it's because the soul in that fish needed to evolve. It needed to evolve into a more intellectual being that is capable of knowing where it came from, why it was created, and how to create. And now we have reached that point in humans, and that's what we call the soul. That's why the soul is known as what it is, because the soul is a device that our consciousness will transmit into the next dimension. The only way for the soul to go to the next dimension is for an intellectual life to understand it's able to create. Now, a fish doesn't know it's able to create beyond this dimension. A fish only knows it can create physically. It must evolve. That 1% soul that was injected into it from the time of life when the time of life began, when the time that Big Bang created, that same life form, that same 1% of soul continued to exist throughout that fish, throughout that monkey, throughout that human, and it has now led to this point here where that soul is strong enough to continue the process of believing in something beyond this world. And I think that's how we'll live forever. That's what I think. Which is probably bullshit, but anyways.
100%. So we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
Dude, I absolutely love your explanation. Everything from a soul being used as a device to enable us to transcend different dimensions or creating them. I love the fact that you spoke about evolution, the start of the universe, even though we don't know if it was Big Bang or not. What's pretty cool about the universe is that it has a start, but it's infinite in space. So it will end, start and finish, but it's infinite in space. It's cool that you think that like we have creators, and those creators have an intention with us regarding.
Yeah, but can I clarify that I don't believe those creators are any different from us. I think the life that we are creating through our own beliefs, it's opening up other dimensions with other universes, other life, and they are looking down at exactly how we are and saying, hey, I wonder who our creators were. Meanwhile, it's just a test to see, okay, can this soul exist? What we put into ourselves, can we put it into a different reality and see, okay, well, let's observe, let's see what happens. Like a program.
Cool. So everything you said makes complete sense, and our human brain can definitely comprehend that. The only thing is that how much time do you have for me to tell you the actual truth?
Whole time I have to know what you say.
Okay, so the truth is whatever you said is pure bullshit.
Okay.
But it's extremely beautiful how close you are to the actual answers, that you could have lived your whole life believing what you've believed and would have lived a good life Like, I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
so before I continue, like, it's gonna be a proper speech and lecture.
No, no, I must know. I must know.
So forgive me. You might fall off to sleep, but
Okay.
but I'll only impart this knowledge because I actually haven't had the opportunity, because everyone's too either they form their own ideas and then they die with that information, but they never ask. And also, I'm very unsuspecting. I don't look like I know the knowledge of the entire universe. Doesn't
Yeah,
yeah
yeah. No, no. I
doesn't
want to see what you like.
so I don't know if I should tie back to your ideas or not, but we'll probably give that a go. There was something so important I wanted to tell you, but we'll start with destroying your idea first. Let's break
Okay.
that down. Okay, so let's talk about like oh, by the way, before I continue, this is what I wanted to ask you. What is your information based off of?
Based off getting whacked up on mushrooms once.
Okay, no, 100%, and that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I used to do the exact same thing. Like, as a kid, I would formulate my ideas, and it's actually called Nobel Prize syndrome, where you're able to be really good at one thing, like extremely good, and these Nobel Prize winners would actually start, holding crystals and doing alchemy and shit, because they'd convince themselves, they were so smart, they would convince themselves that they were good at other areas of life. And that's what's called Nobel Prize syndrome.
I
It's
see.
such a beautiful thing. But and that's what I love about smart people. It's that some of them, their brains are malleable. It can be changed. So let's talk about the infinite dimensions looking down upon each other, right? That's a beautiful
Okay.
explanation. A lot of people say, "Hey, Earth is a simulation. This reality, this is what it is." So you've
Okay.
obviously.
Before you stop, I just want to say the part where I said the infinite dimension. So this I got it from Google's latest quantum computing chip that found
I was just about to
evidence of
say.
multiple
So obviously you
universes.
heard about quantum computing. I was just about to say
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
So obviously you've heard about quantum computing, right?
Uh-huh.
And that opens up, like, I'm not too familiar with it. No point in me talking about something I'm stupid at. But the thing is, let's just say we had a quantum computer that basically had close to infinite resources. Let's just say enough to run a whole solar system, right? And we were able to put beings in this planet and then run Sims 4 as an example, and then be able to give these beings emotions. So something we can't actually do with AI currently, but basically allow these things to become sentient, to feel emotion, to feel pain and things like that.
Yes, yes.
Now we know that's possible via a multi-perceptrons, so neural networks. There's actually been a baby, it's called Baby X, where this baby cries and it does everything a human can. It reacts and like it's just a baby. But it'll cry, it'll want to be played with and things like that. But it has a neural network, it has a brain where it fires off these things, right? The problem here is that what you're saying is that, okay, we load up a universe, we call it Sims 4, these people are sentient. Oh, dude,
Yeah.
it says you left.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Oh, okay, shut.
We reached that point.
Yeah, okay, fair enough, we really did. What is this? Where are we? Sorry,
Continue?
I hope we can come back here tomorrow.
We can.
We might not, but it's fine. Screw it. I'll also leave. The other thing I wanted to tell you